Good afternoon on what is a bright, warm and sunny day. It is Thursday the 6th of May. I'm in the Rig Nook parcel and a nice cup of tea. And you'll see that I've already opened this parcel once before, and I have pulled a couple of things. One thing out of it so far, which is, let's see if I can get hold of it, is that which is Senet number 2. From summer 2020, and you won't be surprised to find out that the other things in this package are also copies of Senet. Let's have a look. Let's find number three, Senet number 3. This was published in the winter of 2020, and it's a board game magazine. It's named after the ancient Egyptian board game, and it comes with the tag "Board games are beautiful," and this is actually reflected in the magazine itself. I've looked at 3. I've reviewed essentially a couple of issues of this so far, and I've been thoroughly impressed by what I see. It's a lovely looking magazine. So if I just open up that, the layout is lovely and clean. It's easy to read. The games themselves are nicely presented. You can see what's on the table. You can see the box. You get an idea of what they're like. And so both the text and the photographs have room to breathe, but without being flash or overly fussy. So what have we got in here? So let's get into this. Really, we have 3 sections: Behold, Features, and Unboxing. Behold, Features, and Unboxed. And Behold really is the preview section. Is looking at things that are going to come. Now, this is of course going to come as it was 2 years ago or 18 months ago or so. So we're looking at a game called Moonshine Empire, Lawyer Up, Gladius, and so on. And then, there's I didn't know there was a digital version of Fury of Dracula. That's a fun board game if you've never played it. Games Workshop board game, which was republished by Fantasy Flight Games, and then it's been republished since. And if you ever get to play that, do you get a chance to play it with someone from with a East European accent? I'm not kidding. It's hilarious. It's really funny because I have a friend he's English, but grew up in Bulgaria, and his accent is that of his childhood. And we played Fury of Dracula. It was great. He just said, "I'm playing Dracula," and we weren't looking. No. He said, "I've got the accent. I'll go for it." Which we weren't going for until he said yes. Anyway, I digress. So. We have basically an ongoing section, Choose Your Own Adventure. Basically, this is author going through how he developed and published his own game. So there's up to the third chapter with that. The designer's journey, distilling narrative from mechanisms. Because that's what's interesting these days, is that so many board games that really, when you play them, it's about telling a story. You play something like Gloomhaven or Descent, yes, that's definitely about telling a story, but a lot of other board games, you can you do the same. And then we've got quite a big section, which is, it looks a bit odd. You've got the sort of like pencil there, and then dice, and really you should have that completely. We should have that the other way around, because this is all about the roll and write board game, which is where your action is determined by the roll of dice, and then you write the effects you want to take from the dice are written onto the board itself. So that might be something like Railway Ink, or Roman Roll. So that's quite a short article, but again, it's nice. This magazine does look at the mechanics of play. So, for example, the previous editions have looked at the history, like the worker placement, and also the deck building strategy. And you're really got to think about that. The serious kind of discussion of board games like this is only relatively new, and these mechanics are only relatively new. The deck building game, which began with Dominion, is only 2008, 2009. And then we have something like the roll and write, again, past 5 years or so, really new. And then we have a discussion of games of life, games that tackle real world issues, real life issues. So, you know, all the way back to that, which is in a company essentially, basically, Management Happiness, 19th century game, and then we've got Holding On, which is where you are someone playing through the memories of someone who is in hospice care. And again, just exploring the ideas behind that, and whether or not there are good themes through a game. And then we have Animal Magic, which is another look at another artist in board gaming, Carl Ferrin, with his style of artwork, which you will recognise from things like Root, the board game. I'm looking at so this is a really lovely showcase of his artwork, and you'll also see that in Root, the role-playing game from Magpie Games as well, which has only just come out. And you've got pen and ink work as well as colour, so a really nice showcase for the artist. All the way up to stuff sort of like that's really lovely. There's so much detail and flavour, and this actually got a nice folder section there as well, which adds a little bit of stiffness to the magazine, but fine. So, and more colour artwork. Again, a lovely piece of art, lovely article. I think I'm looking forward to reading that when I come to do another series of Magazine Madness reviews, because I do that. And then interview with Eric Lang, designer of so many games, whether that's Killing Cthulhu or so on, or Cthulhu May Die, Death May Die, Song of Ice and Fire, Rising Sun, The Godfather, Corleone's Empire, so on, Star Wars the card game. You know, just talking about how he works, what his creations, what he's worked on, and so on. That's another good interview, because I was really impressed. I mean, with that, I did an unboxing, then I've done a review of it this past week, and that was such a lovely read. And I'm getting the same impression again. These are generally good magazines to actually just sit down and read if you're interested in board games. And then unboxed, we have a whole series of reviews. So yeah, lots of content here, lots to read. And yes, of course, this is from 2020. But then again, I review things from sort of like from 40 years ago, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, and I review these. It's whether or not you're going to go and have a look at it and purchase it is another matter. But again, it's showcasing just how also in some ways also developed, how the magazine developed. And over its history. And then we've got another section on solo games, a theme which has been running through all 3 issues so far. Especially, when we're looking at things like 1000 Year Vampire and other titles. And then ends here we have Shelf of Shame, where a designer pulls off a title from their game shelf that they've never played and give it a go. And what's this one? Let's have a look. So I can't see what it is. I'm trying to see. Lagrania, which is not a game I'm familiar with, but either way, that'll be interesting to read. So that is Senet number 3. If you have been at UK Games Expo. They were there in 2021. I'm hoping that they'll be there in the forthcoming beginning of June. It's now May. You're going to basically, but it's you'll be watching this in a few months' time, but that's how it goes. But hopefully go and check these out when you're there. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching another unboxing of Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings of the Nook, where you will see me out here with a parcel and a book or game, or in this case, a magazine, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, or of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit that subscribe button. Once again, thanks for watching. We'll be back again soon with another unboxing in the Nook. Bye for now.